What's going on, Illumineers? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Freedom Gaming Podcast. A little smaller of a podcast today, just there's a couple of us, but we're not really talking about too much. It could be a little shorter for you, so you guys can get back to your testing for your future set championships and for your Seattle testing. So joining us today, we do to my right, we have Mike. Mike, how are we feeling tonight?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Happy to get together with you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely got to keep it consistent for our viewers. And then last and certainly not least, underneath us we have Brian. Brian, how are we doing tonight?
Fantastic, man. No longer sick and glad to catch up with everybody on the podcast once a week.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely sound a lot better. That is so. That's
Thanks.
good to hear. So again, continuing with our October trends, we have more set championships. I didn't get a chance to play in one this week, unfortunately, but I know Mike played in two. Michael played in two as well, which he can't join us, but he did get two Mirabelles. One of them he kind of backdoored to top eight with a cut to four. He got eighth with was he played the locations deck, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played the location stick
Okay.
at that tournament. Yeah.
And he backdoored to a Mirabelle, but I've seen weirder stuff
Hey.
get him. It gets the
Uh,
job done. And then the second day, which him and Mike both played at the same one, he played Emerald Steel.
yep.
Again, a little bit more discardy, but still playing a little higher top end with Cinderellas and some swords. And he started 3-0, so and then he ID'd his last two rounds, and then he lost. He was third or fourth seed. I think it was fourth,
Yep.
right? And
I
then
think he was
he
fourth seed.
and then he lost. I don't know the matchup he lost to in top.
Green purple.
Oh, okay, unfortunate.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
but again, that's back-to-back Mirabelles, so that is a good showing for Michael. Maybe I'll get Michael to post his list later this week. Who knows? We'll see how busy he gets. Um, but Mike, how did your set championships? Because I know you played a different one than him on Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm don't want it to come across like I'm complaining, but we had so many set champs going on this weekend. It kind of spread our player base out all over the place. Saturday, I think there was four, and then there was three on Sunday.
Jeez.
I think I went to the one that I would probably say was the most competitive. Because I'd really like to go where the most people are
Hmm.
personally, because I want I want a tournament kind of thing. We had one that had like 9 people, another one had like 11, and then I think 13 or something like that on
Oh wow.
Saturday. And then Sunday, the one that we played in, that my dad and I played in, had 20 something. I know it was 5 rounds, so it wasn't didn't hit the
How
limit till six.
many how many did the one you go to on Saturday have?
26 or
Yeah,
27
so you
there.
played in the biggest one?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I played Blurple both days. It's getting a little harder, I would say, because I think everybody knows what I'm playing, so they have a little leg up
Yep.
on me. Not that I'm making excuses. Everybody I played against played very well.
Hmm.
Um, and Saturday, the first round I played against Dylan, who's a really good player. He was on green purple.
Hmm.
Thought he was on red purple, so I mulliganed for red purple, which is a little different of a mulligan. I wouldn't have kept friends in my opener and stuff like that, but um, he ended up beating me. It was like a play draw. He won on the play. Blood Times had won the dice roll,
Oh.
but they were all really good games. I won the next four.
Yeah, I think you were. Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
I won the next four, got into top eight, and then my deck just bricked against Green Steel. I've
Yeah.
never really had that happen. My opponent saw at least two Diablos in the two games,
Hmm.
and I never saw an Elsa and drew 30 cards each game probably.
That'll do, pig.
And when Yeah, it was rough. I was able to stop him from drawing with Beast and stuff like that, like
Hmm.
exerting stuff with Pinocchio. I tried to claw back in, but it was just brutal. And every time I'm looking for the Elsa, never found it. I think I'm all again like 5 and 6, respectively, each game.
Oof.
So
Yeah.
it was a rough match to end on. My opponent didn't make any misplays or anything like that, so I don't want to take anything away from him.
Hmm.
He's also a newer player, so it was cool to see. And then at cool stuff, I played against Skinner round one, first to 20.
Hmm.
He was on a heater. I'd love to see it. He got his set champ promo.
And a
It's
mat.
been eluding him. So really happy to see that. Glad he had a good day. But I lost to him, and then I lost to Milton, who's another really good player
Hmm.
in our scene. And I ended up 3-2 and bubbled out. I wouldn't even say bubbled, but I don't think any X2s got in actually at that
Hmm.
particular tournament. But again, it's harder when people know exactly what you're on, and I think they really know the strat to beat it. It's just I'm gonna play super wide and make you answer this, and
That'll do.
it's very hard if I don't see the cards.
Yep.
So,
And
but
also,
I had
Yeah.
a good time.
and also, like you did lose to literally like the top two placers at the event too. Like those are your two
Yeah,
losses. Yeah, you lost to the finals, and like
yeah,
like.
and my match with Milton was really close.
Mhm.
He's on Amber Steel with like some spice, playing flutes. He's
Oh my
playing
god.
Baloo and Amber Steel.
I was on. I
We
told your
got
dad. I told your dad about that one actually. Like when we were testing a little bit before Toronto, I was like, this card is like is just good. Like.
it's interesting because it stops the board wipes for red blue,
Mhm.
right? Because it's like okay, you can CC me, but I'm still gonna gain 4 lore, or two
Two
lore,
lore.
however many you have out. Like normally it's like there's multiple though by that point.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's interesting. I don't hate it. And he obviously had big success with it because he
Oh
was
yeah.
beating everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great day. It was a great
Nice.
day. Good day to play cards over the weekend.
Yep. Oh yeah. And you got your promo too after three
I
set
did.
championships. Yep. So
Yeah,
shout outs
I
to
did.
top eight. Thanks, Ravensburger.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's always been the store champs are kind of been like my kryptonite.
Mhm.
I've gotten the chance to play in a lot of 1Ks and higher, and I've topped in
Oh yeah.
99% of them.
Mhm.
But for some reason, set champs, man, it's like I don't get to play in a lot of them just because it hasn't worked out with my work schedule and stuff.
Yep.
But when I do play, I just think my deck stops functioning. It doesn't matter which deck I choose. So
Yep.
yeah, I did get a promo on
Yep.
Saturday though.
Definitely. And Brian, I know you haven't played any, but I know you're planning on playing in two this weekend, correct?
Correct, too. So I have a smaller scene around me, so it takes about like I think there's one about 30 minutes away,
Mhm.
Cape Fear Games, and then the other one is about an hour and a half away on Sunday. But gotta make do and get
Yep.
out there, sling some cardboard. But hoping to run it back. The Sunday one, the card shop is going to be where I got first place at the last store championship.
Yep.
So got to defend the title.
Exactly. Was
Um,
was that the store that you technically won the Stitch one too, or no?
no,
Mhm.
the one I won the Stitch on is the one I'm going to on
Oh,
Saturday.
that's
So
Cape Fear. Okay, I couldn't remember
yeah,
if
yeah,
I couldn't remember if it was the same one or not. Cool. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
best of luck for sure. I'm sure you're gonna bring
What
the
are you
heat.
gonna play?
Yeah, I was gonna say bring the heat with that red blue.
Yeah,
Uh,
what are you gonna
it's
play?
not gonna be red blue. I haven't
Oh.
fully decided yet, but I think I'm gonna run it back one of the days with uh, green purple,
All right.
and then I might take some inspiration from Mikey and hit him with the blurple.
Dude, that would be
That'd
awesome.
be
That
so
would
sick.
be so
I hope so. Just the Freedom Gaming
Because
special.
everybody might know what you're playing down there, but
Yeah,
nobody up
yeah,
here plays any blurple whatsoever.
yeah.
And again, with like family, kids, and work and stuff, I don't. I love the local community here. Super awesome, like um, bunch of people. I just don't really get to go out and play locals all that often.
Yeah.
So I kind of just come out of the woodworks during store championships and stuff,
Yep.
and then or if I run into them. At the DLCs and stuff, that's been really cool too.
Oh
So
yeah, it was funny because the one set championship that I went to is the one that I've gone to I think two of the three times. The only time I missed the Ursula one at the store Highlander because I was at SCG in Baltimore, and I was like, well, I'll see you guys for Azurite Seas because
yeah, yeah.
that's the only time I could come out.
Yeah.
So just shifting gears a little bit. So just still staying on the topic of set championships. I've this seems to be like a polarizing set championship, just in the way how like the perception of set championships have kind of changed. I kind of just wanted to get your thoughts on what has happened. So kind of so like the first amount of set championships we had, it was like you could only have them in like these 2 weeks, and like you were getting this like super awesome Stitch card that Stitch wasn't really playable at the time, but it was like super playable. Obviously, set one, and so like and it
First
was
one.
first one exactly the first one. Like you wanted to be part of the one. You get a first mat, get a first Stitch. I have mine somewhere. I don't even know where it is. And my mat, which I still use. So like that was like so like it was like this super high. The card was going for like $1,000 like the first weekend. So like it was like super sweaty. I know in South Florida you guys had them like every day for that those 10 days or something.
Bro, it was a grind.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was a grind, and then it wasn't on the weekend. It was throughout like 10 days, right?
Yeah.
So everybody was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning every day.
Yep.
I think Hector won like 6 of them,
Yep. I
and yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, he's not coming." He said he's not coming, and you show up and win another one.
show up just bags under his eyes, double fisting Red Bulls. I just
Yeah.
remember just seeing people I remember Chuck talking about it, just like how he was just like he's like I'm never doing this again, man. No more set championships. And then so we had like this like super like it was like a cool experience because it was the first set, but then Ravensburger was like, all right, can't have that again. So then they only did it to the weekends, and like the Ursula set was like really cool because like it was like this card that was like super hyped up. It was playable, but they was also had an enchanted in the set too, so it's like
Yeah.
it was a little bit less. And then now like they were like, all right, we want to make it a little bit more accessible, so it's like top 8 promos, and like I don't know about you guys, but it kind of turned it off. I was like, well, I'm gonna sleepwalk to this promo, and like I went to one, and like it wasn't difficult. Like I showed up and I played Emerald Steel, and it was like it wasn't that it wasn't that difficult. Like if you're a competent player and you play a good deck, like you can get a mirror ball if you truly want one. If you want to win, then you got to fight a little bit. And so I think like I just want to know like you guys' thoughts. Like do you still like view these set championships as like these like great tournaments to go play in, or is it kind of just like that middle ground? I think that Ravensburger has kind of found like to like get like one up from like league, but like still like below like your 1Ks, your SCGs, your challenge type events. So I just kind of want to know like your thoughts on that. Uh,
Yeah, so I think I walked into the store on Saturday for the Set Champs,
mhm.
not wearing my jersey, and everybody was yelling like I got harassed. Why are you not wearing your jersey? You don't take us seriously, blah blah blah. And I was like, no man, it's a Set Champ. Like from other card games, Set Champs are just not like a major thing. A store championship. It's a fun tournament.
Mhm.
It's a competitive tournament. It's like that bridge from your major events
Mhm.
that it's a step up from your locals.
Yep.
So I've always kind of known it as that way in my old days of playing card games.
Mhm.
But the thing with Lorcana was when Stitch came out, I know you guys talked about how expensive the card was,
Yep.
but we have to remember that DLCs weren't even announced yet when Stitch came out.
Yeah.
So it was the major event at the time. There was no
Yeah.
major event. So now we've had this nice schedule of events of majors that have
Mhm.
happened. So I think that's kind of people they've been able to eat. You know what
Yep.
I mean? So everybody's been able to eat,
Mhm.
like the super competitive people. So it's also I kind of like it that people are able to express themselves a little more with the set champs. Like
Mhm.
that's kind of cool because they aren't as cutthroat. You're able to take something that I don't want to say isn't highly competitive because you can win with tier 2 decks a lot more in a set championship than you ever could
Mhm.
in the 1 and 2. Like I think that's
Mhm.
undeniable. So that's a cool thing. Like I've seen some crazy decks that have won, and it's cool to see. It kind of lets Ravensburger show off the game a little more. So for them to give out their top eights, it's I think it's a good marketing thing. However, the one thing I would change, I think that the top four should be foils,
Yep.
and the top eight should be non-foil, like
Yeah.
they do for the
That's
DLC.
pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they do
Definitely.
that, like then it's a no-brainer. It's cool for people to come in and be able to win promos. Like no one's like they aren't leaving empty-handed anymore, because that did suck too. When we
Oh
were
yeah.
doing that grind,
Mhm.
and you get to top eight and you lose your top eight match, and there was no prize support, no promo, no
Mhm.
nothing. You just wasted, not wasted, but you played 5.5, 6 hours and didn't had nothing to show for it.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
it's a happy medium. I'm pretty happy with it where it's at. I don't want to say it's solely on the card. I think there's been a lot of competition going on, so people are probably they're taking it a little easier.
Yep. Definitely. I agree. Brian, any thoughts?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like Mikey said, it was the very first big event where you could get your hands on like a super limited card,
Mhm.
right? And to pull an enchanted is already difficult as it is, but now you had the opportunity to win yourself what essentially is an even more limited enchanted, right?
Mhm.
So I remember the hype was crazy. That was honestly what even pushed me. The store championship was the first in-person event that I went and played,
Mhm.
pulled together a deck. The local people let me borrow a bunch of cards because I ordered a deck through TCG Player, but I sent it to Mikey's house, my old
I
address.
remember that.
And
Womp womp.
yeah, I played like an aggro deck, and I ended up obviously not getting anywhere. But the next one I went to, I got the mat and the stitch. But I think also now that people have kind of realized that it's going to be a consistent cycle, right?
Mhm.
Like release, some time passes by, and then the month before the next set comes out. Now that they're going to do store championships consistently,
Mhm.
so I think that kind of reduced. I wouldn't say interest per se. I think there's still the same amount of people going, but definitely, n- and it's still a level above your normal league play
Yep.
and
Oh yeah.
competitiveness. But I think it's not as intensive as we saw with definitely the Stitch, the first set.
Mhm.
And then the second one, I think, still had a decent amount of hype. Like you said,
Yep.
there was an enchanted in the set itself. The the store championship promo looked significantly better,
Yep.
but I do think it's kind of reduced. Maybe part of it is I think a lot of people like Mirabelle, but the card itself isn't
Mm,
seeing that much play. Um, we'll see. Maybe the next one they announce something. They continue to make some changes, adjust. I do
mm.
like that they're actually, kind of taking stuff into account
Yeah,
and
for sure.
adjusting as they go, right? But I think Mikey's suggestion would be great. Like top four, get the
Mm,
foil. Top two, get the playmat and the foil. And top eight, the non-foil, which
mm.
has been a great success at the DLCs with the
Yep.
Cinderellas and the
And the
Rapunzels and
Rapunzels. Yep.
stuff. It still looks great. Um, and it's but now it gives you an incentive to kind of work towards that top four, work towards that top two.
Yep. 100%. Like I think that I feel like it's gonna sound conceited, but I feel like for like the top level, like you're not really gonna see like the top level like care that much anymore because there's really no like return on investment. Like depending on your area, like I know like you guys had one down south that was like $40. Like you're gonna pay $40 and then you're gonna then you're gonna go win a $50 card maybe. Which is like that's a little steep. But
But
like so go ahead.
on the other side of that though, it's on the stores as well to kind of
Mhm.
incentivize the players to
Oh
come
yeah,
out, right? Like
100%.
one of the local stores that we have here, Cape Fear Collectibles, every store championship that they've hosted is like for every entry, they keep it reasonable, I think
Mhm,
$25,
mhm.
but for every entry they're throwing an additional 5 packs.
Yeah.
So
Dang,
every
that's a
single
lot.
time, yeah, for the Ursula, I think I sent pictures and stuff to the Discord
Mhm.
and whatnot, but I think it ended up at um, almost 2 cases worth of prize
Yeah.
support,
That's sick.
Jeez.
and it was stacked. And just because of all the incentives, you had people from coming in from Charlotte, 3 hours away. You had people
Mhm.
coming in from Myrtle Beach, which was 2 hours away. So we had
Showing up.
yeah, we had Forbidden Mountain guys showing up.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
like
Yeah.
you're getting competitive teams to show up, and then that store gains that reputation of like, hey, this is where we want to come to
Mhm.
for store championships.
100%.
This is where that top tier, competitive level people are showing up to, and I think that's what's going to attract the really good players is like, hey, there's incentive to go,
Mhm.
the store gets that good rep, and as long as they're keeping it reasonable, because like you said, if the store's asking for 35, $40 and the only thing that they're providing to
Pack
their
on entry.
players is the promos that they received from Ravensburger for free,
Mhm.
you're gonna start upsetting the player base a little bit. There
Yep.
has to be some give and take.
Yep. And I know there's already some discourse down south about that shop. Not gonna name them or anything.
Yeah.
Don't want to dox them or anything. But I know there's so like so and it does stem from that. Like that is a steep price for something that and to not get anything back. But I think Ravensburger has kind of like they were definitely kind of like towing the line a little bit, but I think they've kind of like found like a good spot now for like Mike was saying, like it's definitely a step up from locals, and it's great to see like a lot of people who are just unable to attend the challenges, attend like the bigger events like the SCGs, the 1Ks that are a little farther away, so they can go to their home store and they can get a Mirabelle, or they could fight for the top eight. Like I know at mine, at Highlander, there are these these two women, they're sisters, and they've been playing literally since release. Like I've played against them since release. Like we were playing like starter deck challenges, and they were always like they've been to every set championship. They've been like super close. They couldn't go to the DLCs. They wanted to buy my Dragonfire off me, and I felt really bad saying no. But one of them finally got they got a Mirabelle. They got in the top eight, and it was like and they
Yeah.
played I think they played Amber Steel. And they were like super happy about that. So like I love to see stuff like that. So I think like
Yeah.
Ravensburger has finally found like that good spot, like the top eight. Like for someone like for me, it felt very undeserving. Like I was like I miscut and I got a promo. I was
I
like
showed up. Yeah, I
exactly
showed up
I
and
showed
like
up.
we got there.
Yeah we got there. I went X1 and I got there. I was like it felt
But they're
unfair.
not. I think that's the thing. They're not. they're not really made for competitively
It,
aiming people.
100. That was exactly what I was gonna say. How like it's kind of they're at like the perfect spot. Like it's like for the people that want to play a little more competitive than just going to league, playing 4 rounds and getting 4 packs. So
Yeah.
like it gives them some more incentive to play like a real deck or to practice with the same deck or like and get better. So I think it's in like a very very good spot. I do love your suggestion about the about making the foil non-foil version. Um,
Yeah.
I
I've seen
had
a lot of people talking about it. I don't want you guys to think like I just came out of that with out of my butt or something. Like I've
Wow,
seen a
you
lot of people
you could
talking
have you
about
could
that.
have held that
yep,
one. I would
exactly.
have
No, no,
believed you for
I
sure.
don't want people. I don't want someone to put in the comments. That's my idea. He stole it. No,
He stole it from me.
I don't want the.
He's got the
I don't
receipts.
want the smoke. I
He
don't
got the
want the
receipts of
smoke.
Mike liking the tweet or something. I mean, I was talking to someone about like maybe adding like pro points to that, but I think that takes away of like what Ravensburger wants
Yeah.
to do with this. Like, if there was to be a point system, like maybe have that as like a separate tournament or something like that, like a separate store championship or like a higher level, like regional type level event. But I think, but again, like I'm really happy with kind of how it has like devolved is the wrong word, but how it kind of has become like that like in between event, which I think
The
is
bridge.
yeah, exactly, perfectly, yeah, exactly. It's become that bridge event, which I think is exactly what they want. So like, wait for us, whereas like we showed up and we were like, damn, we lost in top eight. We didn't make cut, but we got a promo, whatever. Whereas you have people like, man, I'm so happy I got my promo. Like it's like super cool to see. So like whereas like we may not go to as many as we might have gone to like for like the Stitch set, like we can still kind of go and just play cards at this point. Like it's like a slightly bigger local.
And I
Um,
Yeah.
think
And
it's a like you guys said, it's a good bridge, but not only in the first year of the competitiveness
mhm,
for Lorcana, but kind of getting people to buy into playing more competitive decks,
mhm,
attending more serious events. Hopefully, obviously, they're looking towards the future, right? Next year, who knows what kind of news will come out? Maybe they do introduce a point system or whatever
mhm.
it is. But I think it allows for a lot of less competitive people or to get into the competitive
Yeah,
side.
definitely.
And then maybe next year they're more willing to go to the DLCs.
Mhm,
Not for nothing, like that for Atlanta was that 512 cap, ended up jumping to 2000. Who knows what happens next year?
mhm.
But for a person who might not be as competitive to get that first hit of dopamine of like, man, I made a top eight. Look
yeah.
at what I earned,
Mhm.
Yep.
and then you're like, what's the next step? Where can I
Yep.
continue to raise that my bar? How can I continue to compete against better and better people? I think it is a great idea, especially like Mike was saying with Magic, the store championships.
Mhm.
It was cool, but I think they are Lorcana's in the right direction for sure.
Yep.
And ending thought on this from me. I don't. If you're watching this and you're like, I got my first one. I'm super excited. Don't be ashamed of that either. Like that's
Mhm,
not what we're trying to say either. Like
Yeah,
you should be super proud of
mhm.
that. It's an awesome accomplishment, and we're not trying to devalue someone that's done that at all. It's
Yep.
just someone that has been competitive for like that's like where my brain goes to a lot of things is I want to be
Mhm.
the best version of whatever I'm playing, and I just don't want people to think that I got mine. Look, like I did it. Like you keep growing, keep going.
Yep.
Like you can go so much further than that, and this is just the beginning for your journey. And that those steps are the stuff you'll never forget about playing card
Oh yeah,
games.
hundred
Like
percent.
when you taking that journey, like those beginning steps of topping
for
your
sure.
first tournament, topping your first store champ, whatever it is. Like that's what, like Brian mentioned, the dopamine. That's what's gonna keep you coming back.
Mhm. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yep.
little cardboard crack on
Yeah,
there, man.
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could like I mean like I still remember like my first like Pokemon like top cuts like at like Battle Roads with like with these like super small like local level events. Like I still remember like what I played, like who I played, like I still remember the misplay I made in
Yeah.
top 2 that I would have won the event for. Like
Yep.
I still have it like embedded and like it's like you look back on stuff like that you're like, man, that would have been cool to win that event, but I mean like it was part of the journey like, like that happening God,
Yeah,
15, 16 years ago at this point. Like, I still remember
Yep.
that, and I still, like, it's all right, shit happens. Like, we make
Yep.
mistakes. We all make
Yep.
mistakes. Like, no one, there's no perfect players out there. People will make you think they are, but there are truly no perfect players out there.
Except Chuck.
Except Chuck. Chuck might be perfect. He might be just the best. He might just be the best ever.
And apparently he's a great singer, right? Going to karaoke and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
All right, so yeah, so good luck to anyone in set championship. If you guys have any thoughts on set championships, definitely hit us in the comment section. We are more than happy to talk about that and debate with you guys. Let us know how you guys have done at your set championships, how many Mirabelles you've gotten. We would definitely love to hear about it. So just closing us off today, we're gonna let's talk a little Azurite Seas. Little spoiler action. So there's a ton of cards that have been released. Obviously,
Yep.
we're getting our what are we? We're exactly a month away. I just realized that.
yeah,
Exactly a month away from set release. Uh,
But before we get into the actual spoilers, did you guys see the thing talking about how there's 68 of purple?
additional.
Well, I
Oh,
guess like purple always has. I may be getting the numbers wrong here, but
mhm.
let's say they always have 67, but there's 68 purple cards,
oh yeah,
Ooh.
everybody's
and
speculating on what it could be, or dual
Oh boy.
colors, or
like dual colors
whatever.
are non-color cards because
Ooh.
they came out and said that that everybody like each color is still getting the same amount. There's not one getting more than
Mhm.
another. So it has to be something like dual
Yeah.
colors
Oh
It
man.
could also be like I wouldn't be surprised if they like maybe for a different format within the game, maybe they start introducing not like One Piece where there's leaders or
Hmm.
command something like that, commander for
Yeah.
could
magic and
be
stuff. Who knows, right? Like one
Hmm.
for each color, just to test the waters and see where it
planeswalkers.
is. Yeah,
Hmm.
like their version of like and we'll see. But I'm again being the first year of the game. I
I
don't think
know.
I've gotten to really like experience like I,
Growth.
I can't say that I was there at the very start of Lorcana,
Yeah.
right? I only
Hmm.
got in at set 3, but it's been really cool. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's kind of really sold it for me, and just
Hmm.
kind of getting to see how it develops and grows and stuff. So definitely sticking around. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It is a month away, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a. So like they obviously like with the spoiler season, like they don't do it like in order, like, oh, today's an amber card, tomorrow's an emerald card. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of just like you get what you get. Like there's only three steel cards, and they're all kind of meh. So we.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and then on
I
the
think the
flip side of that,
limited.
yeah, on the flip side of that, like the blue cards already have like the two legendaries or whatever
Yeah.
spoiled, and who knows what else is coming. But
Yeah.
maybe there could be a little bit more consistency across the board. But it is fun to like, oh man, check out this next spoiler, and you think it's like a whatever card, and you're like everybody's freaking out about
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
So I guess we can play a little ink play banish, bring that back. We haven't done that in a couple episodes, so we'll. Who wants to start? Any of you can start. Give me. I want your ink card, your play card, and your banish card. So we'll say ink is like a card that you think is underrated. Play is a card that you think is absolutely bonkers, and then banish is a card that you think is terrible, or a card that you can even say a card that you think that other people think is good that you think is terrible.
Yeah.
So
I'll go first,
okay, all right. Oh, Mike,
just
Mike,
so no one else can take my cards that I picked.
this guy. All right.
Uh, I would ink the Galactic Council Chamber, the location. I think that card is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a little bit of support. As far as so basically it reads 3 cost location, 1 to move a character in it, and 7 health, 1 lore gain.
Mm-hmm.
While you have an alien or robot character here, this location can't be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
So the alien and robot tags are John Silver.
I
He
actually have.
takes both of
I
those.
actually have one too. You have Stitch from set three. Move it there, get evasive
Yep.
when he's out of location, and
Yep.
then he has evasive.
There's
Yep.
there. I'm telling you, I think that there's like the more aliens that come out. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how many Disney robots there really are outside of like John Silver, but I mean they can do some.
Yeah.
Well, I guess actually thinking about Baymax as a
Baymax, yeah.
robot.
Yeah, Baymax, yeah.
So there's definitely like there's. I
There's
think that location is going to be good.
okay.
So that's my ink. The play, I'm gonna say, oof, I'm between two here, and I want to leave you guys. I'm gonna do a little off the beaten path too on this one. I'm gonna
Okay.
say Go Go Tamago, the evasive 2 cost 2/2. She quests for 1. When you
Mm.
play this character, You may pay 2 ink to gain lore equal to the damage on chosen opposing character. So she has what you
Oh,
would call a kicker.
yeah.
Um,
For you
I
Magic
like that
players.
card a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that that card can be insane, especially in like a steel deck where I don't know, you damage something like Sing Sword, Sing Zeus on something that
Hmm.
still lives, gain 5 lore. Like I don't know, that
Jeez.
card seems pretty spicy.
And then you sing us
Um,
or something like that. Like you sing it and you bounce it back up with like muses or something like that.
yep,
All right,
yep.
all right. That's
My
good.
banish is yeah, I like that card a lot.
Hmm.
My banish, I don't have the card in front of me, so I can't read it off. But it's the Hades that was spoiled. That's definitely my banish. People think it's very good. I think it's a 6 cost, 3/4 uninkable. When a card is banished on a character is banished on your opponent's turn, you gain 2 lore.
Yeah,
Um,
yep, yeah. Yeah, like Quest for
I
Three
think
or
it's
something, right?
amethyst.
Yeah,
I think it quests for
it
three.
does. Yeah, I just pulled
It's
it up. I think it's only in like German or something. I have it. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
3/4/6 uninkable.
yeah. I think that card is terrible.
Yeah.
So that would be my banish. But I know people are thinking it's like insane
Mhm.
into B prep turns, and they're right. If you do that and they only have B prep as the answer, it's really good.
Yep. It does have some
But
sick art though. I will say that.
that's the case with a lot of the cards, man. If the art's good, most of the time the card isn't.
Yeah, that is true. I honestly thought
Uh,
I thought you were gonna say Rafiki, to be honest. I thought you were gonna pull that
I
one
I
out.
have no, I like that card too. There's a lot of cards I like in this set that have been
Mhm.
released.
Yep.
But I do like the Rafiki a lot too. I would not banish that.
Mm-mm.
Definitely the Hades would be my choice for banish.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So good options there. Hope we gave you guys some ideas, or maybe you forgot about those cards. Definitely hit me with your ink play banish in our comment section, guys.
Yeah.
Love to hear what you guys are looking at. What cards have piqued your interest? Bry, you're up. Let's see. What are we
All
inking?
right, so for my ink, I know it's more like I love that we're starting to get into discard
Hmm.
and milling, because milling, like mill decks, were a fan favorite of mine, both in Magic and Hearthstone and stuff. But so for my ink choice, I'm gonna go with Mad Hatter's Teapot, 2 cost, and the it's no room, tap and pay one. Each opponent puts the top card of their deck into their discard. It's again, we're just kind of teasing the chance for a mill deck. Maybe you could run it with steel and
Wheel.
whole new world and start wheeling away and get a little bit more consistent of a mill. But obviously there needs to be a few more pieces that fall into place. It is a common card. Uh, I don't know that it'll have legs quite yet this set. Let's see what else gets spoiled.
Hmm.
But I like that they're kind of opening that door
Oh
because
yeah.
down the road, if I get to mill people,
I mean,
there's or watching like anytime I've gotten to see Chuck mill somebody in a competitive setting, I love it, man. Like
yep.
that, nothing better. Like
Oh yeah.
if you get to mill somebody or the panic that they're like counting the rest of their deck and they're like, oh man, how many cards do I have
Yep.
left? You're like, well, because, but yeah. And then for my play card, it's spoiled early on with the D23 set would
Hmm.
be the Oswald
Yep.
Lucky Rabbit. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may reveal a top card of your deck. If it's an item, you may play that card for free. If it enters exerted, otherwise put it on the bottom of your deck. Blue is already super strong. Items in blue are really strong.
Hmm.
We have plenty of ramp, and I particularly with this card, I'm not even looking at red blue, but Joey's been working on that green blue,
Hmm.
and including the Tamatoa, the items, um, and I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
Oh
Just
yeah.
imagine slamming a lucky dime for free. There's nothing better there.
Not only that, but
Uh,
you have you can play like you play obviously play with Emerald. You have Inkcaster, and so like uninkables don't exist.
yep. Yep.
So.
So I think there will be some cool plays with that. Obviously, that's going to be a pretty big target.
Mhm.
But maybe
Yeah.
you TPO on 2, and then on your turn 3, you'll have four ink up, and you can Oswald plus something else and go from there, right?
Mhm.
But the for my banished card, I think I mostly don't like this card because it's in the super rare category. It's the 7 cost Jim Hawkins. has
Oh yeah.
bodyguard,
Hmm.
but the effect is higher crew when you play this character. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. May reveal any number of pirate characters. I know they obviously Azurite Sea, kind of going along with the theme,
Hmm.
but like, and there are plenty of pirates, right? I just don't like stuff that pushes you so hard into having to build a thematic deck,
Hmm.
especially this early on. Sure, we're coming into set 6, but even then, like, it's cool. There will eventually be a time where a, like, pirate
I
themed
don't
deck
know.
will
I
be
think that
good.
that card's kind of good.
Oh man,
It's
If you
hard.
have a
It's hard
seven
to
card
say, man, because it's just
I don't
I
know.
agree. 7 cost, super rare. Like, I,
draw four potentially.
yeah,
Potentially, right? But
hmm.
like, how many of those pirate cards in yellow and one
Well,
additional color
you have
Not a lot.
good?
Piglet,
Piglet,
Piglet.
and then if you're
Smee,
in
Smee,
It's
steel,
me.
Captain Hook.
so
Oh,
yeah, sure. If you
actually,
want to build
that's actually not bad. You can even play like set one hook and play like thinking happy thoughts hook.
the big,
I don't know if I'd go that far, but you definitely pay the one cost
Yeah,
hook. I
one
mean,
house hook.
or you could go into red, and red has a bunch of pirates too.
Yeah.
yeah. Again, it's just one of those, like, I think mostly because it's a super rare with a 7 cost behind it, like, and
Yeah,
it's
it's a
Yeah.
big cost for
Hmm.
sure.
it's a big cost, but also like one of your super rares in that color is so focused in on, oh, specifically for pirates. Not mad at it, right? But
Hmm.
I don't know that it's gonna be. I'm sure people will run it in some cool pirate decks, but I don't know that it's gonna see like play at a super
So here's my
competitive
thinking.
level.
I think a good way to compare it would be Surfer Stitch,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Surfer Stitch 7 costs 4/8. It's a pretty close stat line.
Hmm.
The health isn't as relevant. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
And then you're effectively, there's a lot less contingencies for you to draw that amount of cards. And Stitch gets played in Mufasa now. Imagine hitting this clunker off of like a Mufasa Pirates deck, dude. Oh my god, like that is that. I'm just getting excited thinking about it. Like you hit that thing and then draw
With
four
bodyguard, no,
Mufasa. Oh
He's
my
going
god,
back to his emerald or to his amber
yeah,
his
Mikey.
amber
I,
ruby.
I've
Yo
I've
Mufasa.
opened I've opened a can of worms already. Mikey's already
Yeah.
brewing for like next
Oh my
set.
god. Um. So no, but going back to even what you said about teapot, like I mean, play that with cottage and be like, oh,
Yep.
that's an inkable card, or you could just
I
like
don't like that. Yeah,
yeah, he's like you don't I don't want to see that, and then he gets like you could just like or. Yeah, just keep going. Just like mill the cards you don't want to see. You know, oh, you can keep that card. That's an uninkable card. I know you're struggling for ink right now. You just
yeah.
have like a handful of inkable cards, uninkable cards. So, yeah,
And
teapot
then with
definitely.
Cottage, you see each instance. I was asking about that.
Oh, with wheel,
So
yeah.
if like they play Friends or if they play Wheel or something, you see each card going into their hand.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's like full knowledge. Like I don't know, that card is kind of slept on too. But I know we're not talking about older stuff.
Yep. Definitely. I mean, people are playing it in Sapphire Steel right now, anyway. All right, so my ink play Banish. So my ink is gonna be Legendary Baymax. I love the card. I just think there's just better cards that have been revealed. For those of you that don't know, I'll have the picture on the screen anyway. 5 cost, inkable, 2/6 in Sapphire. The treatment is working. When you play this character and whenever he quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from another chosen character of yours. Gain 1 lore for each damage removed this way. So it's on ETB, and it's on quest. Any quest for 2 and he is a 6 butt. So like he's gonna stick around. It's gonna be very very hard. I guess he dies to like Sisu and Brawl.
He dies to
He, di- he,
Brawl.
di- he dies to a lot. But again, you
Yeah,
have
there's a lot.
okay. Maybe yes. That's why he's the ink. See. No, but anyway,
Uh,
but like questing for 2 and then just being able to, it comes on. If it was only on quest, I think it'd be terrible. But
Yeah,
obviously on incoming, so he's like Mike was talking off air about like it being like closer to Bell. I was saying like similar to like Rapunzel, like you get that instant gratification of drawing a card of gaining lore, and he's hard to remove, and he quests for 2. Um, so he's my ink for my play. I think it's in my opinion the best card revealed in the set so far is the Goofy that was revealed. Was it today or was it yesterday that was revealed?
I think yes.
It was
yesterday.
yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday.
There's no official English translation, but 5 cost, inkable, 1/4 with ward, and whenever he quests, he can grant ward to chosen character, and he quests for 3. So the only thing that is banishing him right now is Big Sisu.
Wrath.
Yeah, exactly. A
Or be
Wrath.
prepared.
Big Sisu,
Wrath.
be prep. So that's it.
Goofscope. It's Goofscope.
Goofsco.
Let's go.
Oh my god. Hashtag patent pending.
Yeah.
um, so
But
I
dude,
think.
I think that card is like Brian mentioned blue green earlier,
Mhm.
and that card into Mufasa.
Whoa. Oh.
Because you're
And
basically
you could,
guaranteed getting Mufasa off if you ramp
yeah,
into it
Yeah.
and you
and
can't be prep
again, if
yet.
it's Mufasa's one of those cards,
Mhm.
if it sticks,
Yeah.
there's like little
Yeah.
chance that they
Ooh.
get to come back.
Yeah.
Especially with some ramp, a little ramp package in there.
Mhm.
They're not even close to B prep.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
Oh yeah.
You wanna talk
I think that card's good.
That card is
you wanna
hella good.
talk what'd you call Baymax? Big body or big booty?
Big butt.
Big butt. Mufasa has got the biggest, bro. Come on now. Nine?
Yep.
Woo-wee.
man.
So
With Ward, I mean, just in general, like Ward has, I think Ward has irritated a lot of the player base,
Mhm.
especially
That's for
Medusa
sure.
and stuff.
hexproof.
So, yeah, hexproof. Ward has, I think, is great. Maybe we'll see not this set, but future sets like ways to kind of circumvent Ward or
Mhm.
get rid of Ward, because I know that was a thing with other TCGs.
Yep.
But I know a lot of people are not the happiest with Ward.
Nope.
Prince John,
Bucky.
any,
Well, Bucky's
yeah,
the one that
Bucky,
really kinda got
baby,
everybody on it.
Yep.
yeah.
Now Muses
But
too.
But Goofy for sure. There's gonna be some awesome setups. Like,
Yep.
okay, I dropped this on 5. It's a need like must answer, and then if you follow it up the next turn with something even juicier, like,
Mhm.
and you give them protection for a turn to
Lo-
untap.
A lot of people talking about
Madame Medusa, it can't do much.
a lot of people talking about Relentless Beast to combo off the next turn. I don't think many people talk about it, but I think Jafar. Jafar Wheel could be no, it wouldn't be Wheel. It would be Jafar second star at that point.
Second star.
It'd be second star Jafar. I'm telling. Yep. You go
You're
Goofy.
gonna see.
You go Jafar. Tap him. Jafar is safe. Doesn't die to your steal. And then you go second star.
You're gonna see a lot of
You're gonna see some jank
lot of-
stuff.
B King Undisputed make a comeback
Yeah.
probably. too.
Tremaine Tremaine if you're in Ruby for sure. You might see 4 Tremaine. Maybe not that.
Tremaine's already making a comeback.
Yep. Definitely.
Ooh.
See Big Goofy, you could play this Goofy into the small Musketeer Mickey that lets you play something for free.
Oof.
So
Yeah, I
then
saw
play the
that. I
big-
saw
the
something.
big- the big Goofy.
Hit him with a large hayuk.
Exactly.
Yuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh my
What
god.
was your banish though, John? I don't think we even let you get to it.
No, we're getting too hyped about Goofy over here.
Yeah,
No, my
yeah.
banish is gonna be Chippendale. Recovery Rangers is their title. 8 cost, uninkable. 6/6. It's a shift 5, which is pretty cool. And then during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character card from your discard to your hand. The only reason why I think this card is terrible is just because it's an amber, so you have to play it in Sapphire, and like that hasn't proven to be a great combo really since
Color
like
combo.
set 1 it was kind of playable. Like I played it and it was okay if you popped off. Quest for 3, which is really nice. But that's the only reason. I just think the color. I think being in amber holds it back a little bit. But it is cool that you can play Chip and Dale in a deck. So I understand that. Like I mean, like Dale is pretty cool because yeah, no, it's Dale. Yep, the 4 cost Dale that you mill your 3, you mill 3 deck or 3 from your deck immediately, or like Chip, like he gains or he gives lore. So like there's like cool things you can do. There's obviously like a
Bro,
combo for it.
shift and sing You Got a Friend in Me? Or not You Got a Friend in Me. What's the Friend Like Me?
Oh, from
Right? Isn't that the blue card?
yeah,
Friend Like Me.
yeah, you both put a character in, or no, or something, or no, you put the top
You-
3
top
3 cards from your deck. Yes, okay. All right. Okay, so we're brewing. You're see, yeah, this is why you need a team, guys. You need friends who like to just mess around because like you just got the wheel spinning now.
Oh my god.
So okay, so
Draw 3 cards from your graveyard, pretty much, is what that says.
yep.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy.
Maybe
don't know.
maybe my favorite bad card falling down the rabbit hole comes back. Put a bad card.
Yeah.
Put a card into your inkwell. So
Spicy baby.
yeah, see, there we go. See, we're just brewing here. That's what we do, guys. Just brew these dumb decks that they may not work, but it might be fun to pull off one time at.
It's
at a
not
local.
dumb if it works. It ain't stupid if it works.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't hate it. I forgot this card was a thing because the list I was looking at
Mhm.
didn't have this card on it, and this is probably what you were talking about before we started recording.
Mhm.
How I said I liked it because you can play the chip that puts the three
Yep.
cards into your graveyard,
It's
and if you're
Dale.
playing a
It's Dale.
Mufasa deck or a Dale,
Mhm.
sorry, the Dale that puts the three cards into your graveyard, so then you shift into it, so you have targets
Mhm.
in your graveyard to hit if you're playing a full character deck.
Mhm. I mean, it is a
Uh,
shift five. So like, I think okay. So like, I mean, again, like, it's not something that I would play. It's not something that I truly like. But I can see the line.
yeah.
There is a line for it to be played. Like the high roll is definitely there. And like you said, like you sing friend like me, and you just draw three from your discard.
That would be it. I mean, that's probably the combo, but even then, it's like, how good is that? Because you just ramped your opponent 3 ink. Like,
That's true
I
too.
don't know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds fun. Like, I'll play it.
Throw that bad boy in a mill deck.
So, or even you can even play Mufasa now too. So you just like slam Mufasa down.
You definitely play
Yeah,
Mufasa
you
with
play
that
both
deck.
Mufasas probably at that point.
Yeah, yeah,
Four Amber, four Sapphire, just vroom vroom and a prey.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Definitely praying.
I mean, I got whooped on at DLC Vegas by
Yeah.
Sapphire or
Queen.
Queen Tribal. So anything is possible.
Yep. So, that's pretty much all we got today. Like, we were just gonna talk about some set championships and then spoil some cards for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed our thought process and just like looking at some cards as we. They might be good, they may be bad. We could just be messing around. Who knows? But those are definitely some cards that we're looking at going into set six. Obviously, with more spoilers coming out, we will have some more thoughts. Maybe some stuff that we thought was good is bad. Maybe some stuff that we thought is bad is good. Like, hey, maybe Chip and Dale might be super broken, and I was just wrong because I didn't see the whole set list. So who knows? Next week we'll have probably a bigger cast, I would hope, as we get ready. We'll only be a few short days away from DLC Seattle. None of us will be there, unfortunately, but doesn't mean we still can't preview it and help you guys out for those that are going. So for the rest of Freedom Gaming, I am John. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and peace.
See you guys.